I'm so glad. Ronnie Man. Hello, everybody, or everybody who's not here, or everybody who was here at one point. I want to thank all of you guys for tuning in. I got some really heavy stuff that I'm working on right now, and it literally swept everything else that we are doing pretty far away. Um, Not sure if I should even share this right now, as I think it's absolutely startling. But what I will say is, we will go live today at 3 p.m., and I hope that everyone can return and join us. 3 p.m. today, we have our 2 o'clock show on the radio, and then at 3 p.m., right after that, we'll be over here. So I hope everybody will be able to tune in. Um, Hello, 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 hello. How are you? How is everything? All right. So listen, the story that sort of swept me away from being here half an hour ago is absolutely intriguing. Um, I did share it with Rachel while we were emailing because she helps out a lot. And I don't know if everybody knows some of this stuff. So let's just lay it down, okay? I'm going to delete this as soon as we're done here because I just want to give this to you as information. I'm going to present the story, and I'm not exactly sure if everybody knows what we're going to be talking about. However, it does include CERN, and it includes it more on the physical level. So that is what I'm doing, and I'm going to finish this up, and then I will present it. So if everybody wants to meet me over there, I guess maybe within the next hour or so, we will all see exactly why I'm amazed. Yeah. First of all, before we leave, I want to say hello if Rachel is here. Hello, my love, Deb Woods, and my love, Marty Lauderdale. Hello, Mr. Charlie Sigler. How are you today, kind sir? As well as Maureen Olson, if you are here. I do see all of you guys were in here having a chat, as well as Melvin was having a chat. And then I get a message from good old Ronnie Man going live 30 minutes ago. I said, yikes. I said, yikes. I could not believe it, but we are going to really look at this. What I have you guys. Hey, Lisa, I don't know. Should I give it to you guys as a sneak peek? Should I give it to you guys as a sneak peek? Because I'm literally recording it right now. And hey, Big Bad Bull, I think what we're going to do is I'm gonna show it. I'm gonna show it to y'all. Since you guys are the OGs over here, I'm just gonna bring it to you. How about that? Put a one in the chat if you want me to bring it. Because it's amazing. And Rachel knows what it is because, again, we were, early in the morning, I start sourcing stories and putting things together for the day, especially Monday, Wednesday, Friday, because we're going to have the radio show, and we're having that as well today. So let's do it. This is our home. So we're going to go ahead and do it here. It's sort of impromptu, right? So it's nothing real fancy, but it will be really tightened up by the time it gets over there on the other side at Headlines with a Voice. So let's go on ahead and look. All right, I'm going to show you what I'm working on. Let me show you what I'm working with. Hold on. All right, so I got to thinking today. Everybody, and your mama, everybody and their mama has had something to say about CERN, to include myself, as we know. And so I wanted to see exactly how, I'm telling you how we got to where I am right now. I wanted to see exactly how involved it was in our own personal lives, if it was or not. And that's what led me down this rabbit hole right here. Metapix. This is CERN's Accelerating Science webpage. This is their website. This story was published October 19th, October 2019. It says Metapix, 2 decades of turning technology into applications. So one would say, okay, big deal, just applications. Well, no, not just applications. It answered my question. Is CERN in the medical field? And here's what we found. A story of how detector components ended up in medical imaging, in art restoration, and even in space. Again, October 18th, 2019. The question was, How could microchips developed for detectors at the Large Hadron Collider be used beyond high energy physics? This was a question that led to the Medipix and the TimePix families of pixel sensor chips. The researchers saw many possible applications for this technology, and for the last 20 years, these chips have been used in medical imaging, in spotting forgeries in the art world, in detecting radioactive material, and more. A recent CERN symposium commemorated the 2 decades since the Medipix 2 collaboration was established in 1999, and pixel sensor chips are used in detectors at the LHC to trace the paths of electrically charged particles. When a particle hits the sensor, it deposits a charge that is processed by the electronics. This is similar to light hitting pixels in a digital camera, but instead they register particles up to 40 million times a second. In the late 1990s, engineers and physicists at CERN were developing integrated circuits for pixel technologies. They realized that adding a counter to each pixel and counting the number of particles hitting the sensors could allow the chips to be used for medical imaging. The Metapix 2 chip was born. Later, the TimePix chip added the ability to record either the arrival time of the particles or the energy deposited within a pixel. As the chips evolved from Metapix 2 to Metapix 3, their growing use in medical imaging led to the first color X ray of parts of the human body in 2018, with the first clinical trials now beginning in New Zealand. In addition, the versatile chips have gone beyond medicine. For example, a startup called Insight Art allows researchers to use Metapix 3 chips to peer through layers of artwork and study the composition of materials to determine the authenticity of pieces attributed to renowned artists. The team behind Insight Art, based in Prague, recently scanned an alleged Van Gogh, concluding that the work was most likely to have been produced by the Dutch master. Having observed an underlying sketch very similar to other figures Van Gogh painted at the time, the work will be sent on to the Van Gogh Museum to be vetted with this evidence, and it might be that not one but two Van Goghs have been found at the same time. TimePix based detectors have been aboard on the International Space Station in 2012 to measure the radiation dose to which astronauts and equipment are exposed. And in 2015, high school students from the UK sent their own TimePix based detector to the ISS with astronaut Tim Peake. The ability of the chips to detect gamma rays has been exploited to help with the decommissioning of nuclear reactors and is being evaluated for the detection of thyroid cancer with better or greater resolution than before and with lower radiation dose to the patient. The Metapix and the TimePix chips, developed by 3 collaborations involving 32 institutes in total, have been remarkable examples of knowledge transfer from CERN to wider society. And you can learn more about the history of Metapix and their many applications in this talk by Metapix spokesperson Michael Campbell, given June of 2019. And that would be here. This will be left down below for you in the liner notes, the description notes. But I find it absolutely amazing that this has been going on. And yeah, that part. So that's why I was a little detained, because it's not just that story, but there are several others that link different things. And so what we're peering in today on Blog Talk Radio, as well as all of the Lockhart Group publications, is the medical technology that is. And the medical technology that a lot of us did not know we're using on a daily basis, or will be seeing more of these types of innovative things. So that's what we're working on, and that's what we're talking about. There are a few other stories that I'm not going to bring here. What I am going to do is put the rest of the video together. I'm laying the audio now, and then we're going to upload that to Headlines with a Voice, and we'll see one another. Hopefully, you guys will join me at 2 o'clock on Blog Talk Radio. Rachel Venziel, as well as Marty Lauderdale, have been awesome to put the information here in the comment area. I appreciate all of you guys, and I'm not sure whether you've noticed the growth of the channel as well as how everything is going. I feel really, really happy to have all of you as a part of the Lockhart Perspective. And I want to tell you guys, especially those of you who are members, how much it means to have you guys support the work that I do. It speaks volumes about the concerns that I had in the beginning, which lets me know my concerns were only obviously a fear that was attempting to keep me behind. And so I want to tell you guys that your presence confirms that I'm in the right place at the right time. Looking again at the story, let me go ahead and break it down. What it's telling us is that they are able to now not just look at an X-ray, but because of CERN helping them, they're able to literally determine what it is that they're looking at. So it's not just flesh, right? They're able to move large items out of the way and peer directly at the source. And if you would look at this, let me show you this. This is amazing. This is what I found absolutely stunning. Look at this here. I'm going to click over here for you guys. Let's see. Look at this imaging, what they're able to do. It's astounding. The name of the company is Mars Bioimaging, and this is who they are in collaboration with. Okay, so the Metapix allows color imaging during CT scans or so-called spectral imaging by sending X-rays of different energies through the project being examined. The Metapix 3 chip can detect photons one by one, categorizing them according to their energy, thus providing information about the density and the atomic structure of a tissue. For example, while regular non-color X-ray images from CT scans may show the difference between bones and soft tissue, spectral imaging is better able to distinguish between different materials of similar density. This aids the medical staff with diagnosis, as materials that would previously appear the same in an image can now be classified. At present, spectral imaging has several applications on the market, but it is still in the emerging phase, and this is dated early on. All of these things are dated early on because when I've been digging, I'm not able to find like a lot of stuff for right now, right? So you can only imagine that if they started doing this, the earliest story that I was able to find was back to 2015. Then you saw something for 2017, clinical trials in 2018. It's 2022. I doubt very strongly if they would speed up things, because this particular type of science is one that they're very meticulous and sort of egotistical, and that they would not want to put out anything that would later embarrass them. So what they're probably doing is about to either launch it, or it's been launched within the last, I don't know, maybe 8 to 12 months, maybe within the last year. I don't think that they went from 2015, 17, 18, then 19 with all the stuff that I've seen, and then just poof, here you go, 2019, and then half-tail it. But it does say that at the present time, or the publication's date, the spectral imaging has several applications on the market, but it is still in the emerging phase and has not been widely adopted. Mars is the name of the company, Bioimaging, or BMI, as a spinoff of the Metapix collaborations, is based on X-ray detectors exploiting the Metapix 3. MBI has established itself as the world-leading R&D group in spectral molecular imaging. Say that 3 times fast. I'll hold. To metal nanoparticles. Their scanners can allow researchers and clinicians to measure biochemical and physiological processes, modeling human disease in animals. Although still in the preclinical phase, meaning that the scanners cannot yet be routinely used on humans. The Mars team has concluded that the technology will be useful in the diagnosis and treatment of heart disease, stroke, arthritis, joint replacements, and cancer. Please keep in mind that this story preceded the one we just read. All right, this one came first. This right here is the chicken. This is the chicken. The one we just read was the egg. So, to put it in perspective and to let you know exactly where in the timeline these statements fall. Hmm, right? Okay, folks. All right, you guys, I'm going to get off because I got a boatload of stuff I'm going to go ahead and push through. But I do see that Marty says, Felicia, maybe this has something to do with why many hospitals are low on purpose on that imaging dye. Patients sometimes have to travel several hours to get a PET scan, etc., for cancer. It most assuredly is. And some of the other stories that I'm going to put down below, I'm going to put as many as I can down there so that you guys have a nice resource of them. But you got to look at the dates when you look at them. All right. Because it will appear to be something different if you don't look at the dates and line them all up. So I'm going to let you guys go. But yeah, look at it and I'll tell you what. I'm also doing the thing with the cameras that they were swallowing. There are people that have to swallow the cameras. And I believe that technology started a long time ago, but they swallow a camera and they're able to do the colonoscopy and look at polyps and all that other stuff. We are using these things out of trust, not even thinking about it a lot of times, because you'll get a symptom of something and then they'll send you in and they say, okay, well, we want you to go over here to this imaging place and we want you to do X, Y, or Z. And people say, okay, I'll go. And then all of a sudden, Amy Duran, I sent a message to you this morning, not knowing if you got it. I was checking on you, sweetheart. I'm glad to see you up in this place. Hey, Amy Duran. Girl, you had me interceding for you, don't you know? I don't see you. You know I'm interceding. So yeah, so nonetheless, it is really important that we understand exactly how they're doing all this and how it all works together. And yes, how you definitely are not going to need a lot of people. You're not going to need a lot of people, but a lot of times people go in and have a procedure done, and all they do is write you a prescription for either the blood work or the x-ray or the CT scan. And you just trottle on down there thinking, okay, this is what I'm going to do. I'm just going to lay down and this is going to happen. And all of a sudden, they give you a high-tech camera and you have to swallow it. And they tell you that this is going to help us see, but you don't know what's going to happen after they see. And you don't know if it's going to leave any trace of anything. And without any question, we seem to just pull up to the bumper, baby, and take it. We just pull up to the bumper, baby, and we take it. And we later think, oh, wow, that was sort of spooky weird. But nobody thinks about it while it's happening because we've been told this is the treatment that we need. Nobody says, nah, can't you do it another way? No, because you don't want to be difficult. Some people don't want to be rude. But like I said, if you just speak up, you'll find that there may, as far as we don't have to be polite to strangers. I've said that. You don't have to be polite to strangers. You can just ask. I'm sorry, I don't want to do that. Isn't there another way we can do this? If you didn't have the camera, what would you do? You know what I mean? And then, I remember the old people used to say that once they start digging around, they'll find something. And then after that, it's all downhill. So they didn't like to have a lot of people digging around in their bodies, because they felt like as soon as one thing happened, more stuff was going to follow. And so they did not want to allow a lot of people to do a lot of exploratory surgery or just peering in their body. Rachel Van Ziel, is it? Oh, I have to ask you how to pronounce that. Because when I first saw it and I didn't see your first part of the name, my eyes just drew to the Roille, but I thought I saw a T. So I was like, Ratatouille. And then I focused real good. And I was like, no, that's Rachel. So yeah. So you guys, I am going to just get off here. But as you can see, this is going to be pretty informational. It's time for us to do a little bit deeper diving in other things, because I think, oh, like rule. That's right. You did say rule the other day. Rule. Yes, rule. Here's the thing. When we see so many different distractions, that is how we end up having to swallow little cameras, because we get so caught up in the distractions that are going on around us that we are not looking at the things that literally deal in our sphere of things. Let me clarify. We'll look at a news clip and it will be amazing. And then there'll be something that comes up identical to that the next time. Meanwhile, they're making technology like this. They're doing this type of technology. And it affects us personally if we have to go in and have an x-ray, if we have to go in and do something that is medically necessary. These things affect us. But because we are looking at the distractions, we've no idea that, like I said at the top of the show, so many of us have some things to say about the company, right, CERN? But we don't have any idea that they're the ones that are making X, Y, or Z in collaboration with other companies. So it's very important for us to look at the stop, drop, and roll. Remember, I said I said that on a show that I was visiting the other day. I sort of like to do the stop, drop, and roll, connecting the dots, get down below the smoke, and start to see what's really going on while the smoke is jumping up at the top. Because once we do that, we're able to break it all down and hone in on what is important for us specifically. All right, you got mama them, grandmama them, daddy them, auntie them going in for surgery, and then you find out X, Y, or Z. Well, if you don't like what they have to offer, it is good to ask for a difference now that you know where some of this stuff comes from. And so that's the reason why I'm not dealing with the Japanese guy right now. I did see it yesterday. I saw it as soon as it hit. As soon as it hit, I saw it. But I'm not dealing with it. As you all need to know this, because mama and them might need to go to the doctors, and we don't know exactly which areas this has been rolled out thus far, right? Yeah. All right, you guys, I love each and every one of you. And for those who are just coming in, Betty R., as well as Black Spring with Autumn, Zeb Johnson, how are you? Want to say hi to everyone that I may have missed. I've been loving on Rachel already, loving on Marty, ha. Joy Trujillo, okay, Brother Charlie, and Lady M. Haven't seen you in a while, sweetheart. How are you doing? So great to see you. It really, really is. But I'm really, really happy to see this sweetie pie right here. My Amy, really happy to see you. Hope that all is well, sweetheart, and that everything is going okay. All right? You keep us posted and let us know what's going on, Ames. Okay? I think that's all I see here. Let's look down at the bottom. Yep, that's it. All right, folks. Well, I love each and every one of you. Remember what we always say on any of the Felicia Lockhart Group publications, and that is that man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceeds out of the mouth of the Most High. You guys take care of yourselves. Please take care of yourself first. As you can see, stuff is happening. And then I want you to reach out and take care of somebody else. Until we see each other again, please continue to be blessed. To receive instant notification each time I upload, please hit the subscribe button and the bell notification. Helping